Aiden's betting scheme should tell y'all nothing. Nah.
I'll definitely never fight on brand risk again. Just based on Adin's business skills. Oh, Aiden, my bad, Aiden.
Aiden already been telling them, bro, these fucking judges suck game, man. From the super hot.
Hey, shout out to Bando.
So platinum selling rapper Blueface, who you guys probably recently seen on Aiden Ross's promotion Brand Risk, took on a fighter, a kick streamer by the name of Chibu in his boxing return fight. This fight was supposed to be a tune-up for Blueface, kind of like a warm-up session, kind of getting him, easing him back into influencer boxing, kind of getting his mojo going where he can practice and kind of like shake off some of that ring rust that he might have had from his last fight. And what was supposed to be an easy victory for Blueface turned out to be a very chaotic night for the platinum selling rapper. Now, here's what happened. In Blueface's return fight, he ended up losing. He ended up losing to Chibu, which is a kick streamer. And Chibu is kind of like making his name out there. You know, he's not like, you know, at the top of the top, but he's definitely making a name for himself. And anyways, these guys fought, and it wasn't good for Blueface. Actually, at one point, Blueface got knocked down so hard he almost fell through the ring ropes, right? So, I mean, again, this is a fight that was supposed to allow Blueface to be able to shake off a lot of that, you know, ring rust and kind of get him going and easing him back into influencer boxing. Nothing of the sort. Now, despite him losing, Blueface has been reported to have been paid $300,000. And rather than just kind of walking off into the sunset or walking off and saying, hey, you know what, guys, this wasn't a good fight for me. I need to train harder. I'm going to be back. You know, obviously I'm going to make right from wrong. And rather than doing that, he just started pointing the finger at everybody, including Aiden Ross, the founder of Brand Risk Promotions. He started laying guilt and blame to Aiden, calling him a scammer. Now, on the surface, this looks like another kind of influencer boxing moment gone wrong, perhaps. But if you pay real close attention, some would even say that this might actually expose something a lot deeper than how these events are actually run, the people behind them, how these fighters are getting potentially used, and why some of these promotions don't even last. So trust me, you guys want to hear what Blueface has to say after the fight, because that's probably the most important part of this entire story. So welcome back, guys. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host, Shiraz, and I got an exciting one for you guys today, man. Honestly, I can't get enough of this story. It's trending big time on social media. People are still talking about how Blueface got knocked out, almost getting knocked out of the ring. He literally got knocked down and half his body was outside of the ring. All right. So Blueface, from his previous fights before, this is a guy who sparred against Floyd Money Mayweather. All right. And there was a lot of hopes and praises about the possibility of this guy crossing over into boxing. And anyhow, it just wasn't his night. Now, the guy could have easily just kind of, you know, owned up to it, said, hey, you know what? I didn't come, I clearly wasn't prepared. I should have trained a little harder. You know, Chibu got the best of me. Congratulations to him. And you know what? I'm going to try to make right from wrong. I'm going to go back, train a little bit better, and I want to come back the next time around. I'll see you guys next time. No. Rather than doing that, he just started pointing the finger at everybody, right? And so anyways, guys, if you remember, not too long ago, oh, and yeah, I was going to get to 2023, but remember, this was again a warm-up fight for Blueface, right? Because he does have a scheduled fight against former NBA basketball superstar Nick Swaggy P. Young. And so anyways, guys, that's supposed to be happening soon. But now, I mean, there's a lot of questions about that as well, too. So let's talk about 2023, because I want to go back a little bit further, because, I mean, back in 2023, Blueface was fighting around 157 pounds. He was lean, he was active, he was surprisingly sharp in the ring, right? And especially for influencer boxing, he did show a lot of promise. His footwork was really good. His timing was on par. You could totally see it when you watch that fight. Or when you watched him, especially because he looked so lean and he looked so energized and hungry. Look, from the opening rounds, there was a lot of trouble. Okay, I saw it as well too. I called it right off the bat. As soon as he was walking to the ring, I was like, something's off about this guy. He looked like he didn't really want to be there. He looked flat-footed. He looked like his timing was off. He looked like he had an off day. He didn't look prepared. He looked heavier. He looked slower. His movements. He looked like a novice, a complete novice. And I don't know. Maybe he ate something before he fought, and maybe he ate too much, or he ate something the night before. Maybe he had a few drinks, too many in his system. He definitely didn't look good. Okay, and what really concerned me is that this is because I remember watching him spar against Floyd Money Mayweather, and I was like, man, this for a rapper, for a guy who doesn't box, he showed a lot of promise. Not bad. This was a far cry from the guy that we saw sparring Floyd Money Mayweather. I'll tell you right now, this was a completely different dude altogether. I mean, honestly, it started to get worse from the opening bell. At one point, he was literally knocked down. He was knocked down through the ropes. Okay, I was talking about this earlier. He really struggled, against Chibu, who's relatively unknown. Again, he's a mid-tier kind of like kick streamer. But I mean, kudos to Chibu, man. Like he came in there hungry, aggressive. He was the one who wanted it the most. You could totally tell. Chibu looked like an amazing fighter out there. I honestly think that this guy can go far in influencer boxing for sure. But Blueface, I don't know. He's going to have to start from the scratch. He's going to have to look at that chalkboard, and he's going to have to try to figure out what went wrong, and hopefully he's able to to dot his I's, cross his T's. I mean, whatever he needs to do. But he definitely wasn't the same dude that I remember back in 2023. Right? A fight that was supposed to be a confidence builder for him turned out to be a really bad look. And I mean, I don't know how technically he made it even through the whole fight, because let's be real. I mean, this was not the performance that anyone expected, not even Aiden Ross. All right. And the reason why this is so important is because Blueface isn't just an influencer. He's got a real fight booked against a real opponent, a real event coming up at Swaggy P, right? And so, like, for a moment, people even thought that, including myself, I'm the first to acknowledge, including myself, when I'm I can clearly say, guys, with the utmost conviction, I honestly thought the fight between him and Swaggy P was going to get canceled. And I mean, I haven't heard anything yet. I mean, as far as I know, it's still ongoing. But like I said, I mean, if I'm Blueface, I'm just like saying, you know what? I just had an off night. Blame it on something, whatever. People always need a scapegoat, whatever it is. As long as you blame it on something, and then we'll see what he is. We'll see how he is the next go around, right? So the real question comes down to is, how bad of a performance was this for Blueface? Did this expose something bigger, about influencer boxing as a whole? Do we give him a trump card for redemption so he could come back? Because he is going to be fighting Swaggy P. There's nothing about him not fighting him. I mean, that fight's still ongoing, and it's as far as, I mean, I looked online recently, and it's still going ahead as planned. Now, I mean, Blueface didn't just talk about losing, after the fight. Okay, this is where things get really, really puzzling and confusing for everybody, because I mean, I thought this would be an opportunity, a great moment for Blueface to own up to his loss, take it on the chin, And I think people would have liked that genuine, him being so genuine about that and about, owning the loss. And I think people would forgive him and people say, hey, you know what? It happens. You know what? Like, how many people are able to be in the same kind of position as Blueface to step into a ring against another opponent and fight? A lot of people talk a lot of big game, but very, very few people have the fortitude to actually go out and actually do it. So you do have to give credit to Blueface, and I thought that would have been the best thing for him to do. But instead, he flipped the script on everybody, and he just went straight at Aiden Ross. And what he said, honestly, guys, it to me, I think it raises a lot of questions about the whole event and how it's run, because he started saying a lot of things, exposing a lot of things that I don't really know if we're supposed to know, if we want to know. I don't know if I really want to know, to be honest, right? But anyways, Blueface essentially said he's never going to fight for Aiden Ross or brand risk again, and not necessarily because of him losing his fight, but because he questioned the integrity and ethics of Aiden Ross's business skills, and that's worth noting, guys, because I mean, Aiden Ross has been very successful in doing brand risk and bringing some of the top influencers in the world of social media together to fight, and people have been getting paid. And I haven't heard a lot of complaints from a lot of other fighters, but this one's really different because it's not. I would have never expected Blueface to call out Aiden. I would have expected him to just own up the loss and move on. That's it. Done. It what's done is done, and then we look forward to seeing Blueface and Swaggy P in the ring next, right? But no, he totally took a dig at Aiden Ross, and now people are questioning a lot about what Blueface is actually talking about and putting a big spotlight on Aiden. And I don't think Aiden likes that either, right? Because he even went further. I'm talking about Blueface, suggesting that things were not right behind the scenes. He claimed that the promotion was scamming its fighters, including himself. And although he didn't fully explain what he meant, I think he purposely fell short of wanting to actually go into details. But the fact that he said that, now people are starting to question why and how, and how is Aiden Ross even scamming these guys? And if that's true, what all is he actually doing to scam these guys? And yeah, is anyone else complaining? Because I haven't heard anything, right? I mean, to be fair, he did walk out with $300,000 for his loss, okay, his fight against Chibu. And I mean, 6 rounds, it's an invite only event, streamed free online. So financially, that's a pretty good win for the guy. I mean, how many people are able to walk into a ring and make $300,000? And guys, like, there's some UFC fights with UFC fighters who don't even make that kind of money. All right. So financially, I think that's a huge win for Blueface. So what is he complaining about? This is what I'm so puzzled, right? And the people call this so interesting, but I'm like, how and why? Why is he even doing this? Like, Blueface also pushed back on the narrative, right? That was kind of subsequently being built around him about how people were claiming that he was drinking before the fight, and he flat out denied it. And then he pointed something else out. He said most of the viral highlights, they all come from like 1 round or round 6 or first round or round 6. Or his argument is the way the fight is being presented online might not tell the full story. Now, whether you believe in all that nonsense or whatever, it brings up a bigger issue apparently, because in influencer boxing, I mean, the content often matters, and it's more than just a competition, right? But you guys have to understand, Blueface shouldn't have to give a damn about how the highlight reels are being presented to the audience. Aiden Ross can do whatever the damn help thing he wants to do, however he wants to do it, however he wants to frame it. It's his promotion. It's his card. It's his fight card. He has a say. I'm sure he's got a lot of very smart, intelligent guys who are doing all the multimedia and everything. And, obviously with Aiden's direction, these guys are able to put together a nice fight. So why does it matter to Blueface how that's all being kind of articulated in the background? It's none of his. He doesn't have to worry about it. he doesn't even have to care about it. It's not his damn problem. He needs to focus on his job, and his job was to go into the ring and fight this tune-up, warm-up fight against this kick streamer by the name of Chibu, and then come out victorious so that he could show to the world that he's ready to go against Swaggy P. But it was not the way it intended. Chibu got the best of him, almost knocked him right out of the ring, right through the ropes, and it was quite embarrassing. And honestly, guys, I mean, now we're seeing a clash between two worlds. On one side, you've got entertainment-driven promotions like Brand Risk, which has been doing this for quite some time, guys. This is not their first rodeo. And they move fast. These guys move fast, and they go viral, and they rely on key moments. I think, I'll tell you what I think afterwards, guys. But on the other side, then you've got the fighters, right? Some of them trying to be taken seriously. They're trying to build their I'm not going to say characters, it's not WWE, but they're trying to build their brand, right? And obviously, this is for a lot of these guys. This isn't the only fight that they want. They want to be recognized. They want to get on some other fight cards, maybe on Misfits or maybe even potentially signing with the likes of Jake Paul on one of his MVP promotions card. I don't know, but there's a lot of other opportunities out there. And the last thing that you want to do is to take a dig at the guy that just paid you $300,000 for losing a tune-up fight, right? So these two things, they don't really lead to that. Well, they don't lead to good things, and they don't mix well. And I mean, I'm sure at some point Blueface would have loved the opportunity to create some new legitimate boxing opportunities, right? Because now look, this is what Jake Paul's working towards as well. And if Blueface wants to follow the same path, he's got to work a little extra harder. And he did look off to me, guys. I almost subscribe to that theory that he was drunk, because he did look completely off. If you don't believe me, watch it. Watch the fight, and you'll see that he was off, right? So anyways, guys, I know the whole thing with Brand Risk is about, the moments, the highlights. It's built for content. It's built for explosiveness. And honestly, guys, like when a fighter under-delivers like this, there is going to be a lot of highlight reels of him getting knocked out or knocked through the ropes. And he may not like that. I'm talking about Blueface. But at the end of the day, that's what you signed up for, guys. That's what happens when you don't have control over your image, your performance, or even your own narrative. And when that starts to slip from the wayside, you just better hope that you're on the other side of the ring where you're actually getting your hand held up for winning the fight. So anyways, that's what the situation kind of feels like. Looking ahead, Swaggy P is coming down the pipes. I mean, that fight's still on. To be honest, the fight just got a little bit more interesting, at least from my playbook, because now I'm really curious to watch that fight. I don't want to miss that fight. But the real questions that Blueface is going to have to answer is the weight gain going to hurt him again? Was what he experienced against this fight against Chibu and what we saw, was that really just him fighting off ring rust? Or is he really no longer the same fighter that we remember or that we saw before? Those are the questions, the hard questions that he's going to have to ask, and he's going to have to ask himself in front of a mirror. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, right? So how many fighters are going to be cautious about stepping into these kinds of events after seeing this play out? Probably a whole lot, guys. But I mean, look, like I said, this is not just about Blueface, losing a fight at the end of the day. I mean, big money's coming in. Big names are stepping into influencer boxing. The structure behind it, I'm not going to question it, because Aiden obviously knows what he's doing, because this is what his 13th, 14th, or 15th time he's been doing this. And he seems to have a good grip of it. So it is what it is, guys. When fighters start questioning the business, that's when things really start to matter, because usually a lot of the guys that question things are the guys that are not doing well in the ring, right? And if the fighters don't trust the platform, well, there's other platforms that are out there. But remember, a lot of these other platforms, they don't last. Anyhow, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Put your thoughts and comments below. Was Blueface really exposed, or is there something a little bit more off about how this event was handled. Does Blueface have an argument here? Should Aiden Ross have actually been called out like he was called out? And is he really a scammer? I don't know, guys. If you enjoyed the breakdown, please make sure to smash a like and subscribe. Hit the notifications so you guys never miss a beat. This is Duality 7X signing off. The pleasure was all mine. I look forward to catching you guys in tomorrow's video.